So Ninja Gaiden Black, or Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, yes. Not Ninja Gaiden 2, not Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma. This is the third re-release, I believe, of Ninja Gaiden 2. And I've always had a passing interest in Ninja Gaiden. I am not a big Ninja Gaiden fan, but it's similar to a lot of the games I like, right? This sort of, I've heard people describe it as a stylish hack and slash. You know, the Devil May Cry's, the Bayonettas, the God of Wars, right? That's my genre. I love those games. And I beat this game essentially as soon as it came out. So this gameplay is stuff I just recorded. I'm a little bit rusty, so if you see me just getting kind of shone, whatever, I just need this for background. Um, but yeah, I beat this whole game, and I really liked it, I think. Coming back to record this gameplay, I think I had a little bit of a change of heart, but I still overall had a good time. I think the number one criticism you see is the price. And yeah, $50 for this is a little crazy. I think if you can find this for like 25 bucks, like it's on sale for it's on sale for 50%, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think it's a great fun time. It took me around 9 hours. It's pretty lengthy, I think, for a game like this, at least in my opinion, because you're kind of just doing the same shit over and over again. And I'm not going to come at this game and criticize it from like a fan of the series, right? So I'm not going to say, oh, well, they made all these changes, you know, from the original game, and they retained this stuff from Sigma that I didn't like, and I don't really have a whole lot of experience with that. The only thing I can say in that regard is the visuals. So in Unreal Engine 5, this game looks pretty good. Obviously, I mean, yeah, it looks great. I'm playing on the PS5 here. I also tried the Series S and PC. And Series S, I mean, it ran smooth, but holy shit, man. Like, frame generation and, I don't know what all these fancy terms are for basically not wanting to optimize their engine that Epic is doing and NVIDIA are doing. But it cannot save how unoptimized Unreal Engine 5 is. So, yet another game that is following the trend of running on Unreal Engine 5 and looking like shit and running like shit for seemingly no reason. Because this game is great, but I don't think it deserves to run as bad as it did on both my computer, which is pretty good, and the Series S, which maybe is not so great. But we're talking about the PS5 version, and on PS5 it looks great, so whatever. That being said, I think that this game kind of looks worse than the original. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, like, what are you talking about? Like, obviously, the graphics are, you know, the textures are so much higher resolution and, you know, fidelity and all this kind of stuff. And, well, yeah, it's true in that sense. They changed so much for seemingly no reason. You can look at, you know, screenshots of the early section of the game where you see the city. They, like, removed all the color, and they removed a lot of the fog that set the tone for the game. And that is something we see in so many of these remakes, remasters, whatever you want to call them, and it's really sad that we saw that here. So while yes, the game I think graphically looks very good, at least on PS5 here, and if you have a decent PC and Xbox Series X, then like yeah, sure it looks great, but I still think it's sad that they've removed so much character from these games. I don't know why it seems like every studio does this. We saw it with Delta, you know, Metal Gear Solid Delta that's coming out later this year. A game I'm very excited for and I'm gonna play, but I'm sad that it looks like they just removed so much of the character from that game, and it is the same here, and that's really upsetting. I think just from a gameplay standpoint, I might get some OG fans mad at me, but it's fine compared to, like I said, Devil May Cry or God of War, games similar to this. I think it controls the worst out of all of them, but that isn't to say it's a bad thing. I think, you know, something like Devil May Cry is the best stylish hack and slash game that there will ever be. I'm a big Devil May Cry fan, so comparing anything to that is doing whatever I'm comparing it to a disservice. And I think that you can definitely tell that this is running off of the old engine. This is not a complete remake or whatever. They are essentially running a version of Sigma, but with overhauled graphics. And you can definitely tell. You can tell in this gameplay, my camera is just doing its own thing half the time. And there are weird, like, I hate when you jump in this game. You're just strictly committed to it. And while, yes, that to an extent is a skill issue, I think that it just feels kind of shitty. And I don't like that. There's other things like that as well. How Ryu moves, like, he just doesn't turn right sometimes. Like, it's very weird. I don't know. I mean, people complain about the difficulty of this, and yeah, I played on Acolyte or whatever like the normal mode is, and yeah, it's pretty butt easy. I think I died like twice in my whole 9 hours of playing. But when I was looking at footage of the original game, I would have never completed it. It just call me a bitch, say skill issue, whatever. I've played plenty of hard games. It's not really that. I don't know. I think that this game could have used some quality of life changes. But who knows? I'm not a OG fan, and I'm sure OG fans would get really mad at me for that. So whatever. I mainly played this game because they shadow dropped this along with the reveal of Ninja Gaiden 4, which looks amazing. And I imagine that everything I'm complaining about here will be fixed in that. You know, the camera, I'm sure he will control much smoother. So I'm very excited. That's pretty much the only reason I played this, was to get at least somewhat familiar with the franchise before hopping into 4 whenever that comes out, which I think is this year. There was also, I really like the blood. I think that's great. Other than that, I don't know too much to say. Like I said, if you find it for $20 and you like games of this genre, you know, I myself am a little sick of Souls-like games. You know, there's a whole conversation about this on Twitter and stuff like that. So seeing games like this finally come out, like Lost Soul Aside and other sort of action-based difficulty, whatever you want to call it, games, I'm really excited to see. This year seems to be the year of stylish hack and slashes, so I'm very excited. I don't give game scores or anything like that, nor is this really even a review, but yeah, it's fine. Pick it up if you want to.